About a year ago, I was sitting at my PC, just like this, playing video games to my heart could content. I drank soda, sat down for like 5-6 hours a day, playing shit like Apex and Grounded and Monster Hunter. And every single time I tried to progress a little something, I would sit down for about an hour only, get a little bit of work done, and then play video games all day long, every day for months. Hundreds of hours turned to thousands. In a single game, I could make like 800 hours. It's my cat. Oh, hey, sweetheart. Fast forward to 1 year later, and I've learned more in a year than I've ever learned in my entire life, comparatively speaking. I mean, I've learned lots in my life, but I've never actually sat down and made the choice to educate myself as much as I did this year. And I wanted to make a video for this because I think it's something that a lot of people my age, I just turned 20 this December 1st, but a lot of people my age, young adults who want to do something for themselves, but they feel like they can't. There is no answer, no like secret way, no better way to crawl out of that mindset. There's no emotion that you can feel that can tell you that you gotta get up and you can make it, you can do this, you could do that. All that's just dopamine. That's all a lie. There is one thing though. There's one singular feeling that could possibly guide you in the right direction, and you need to listen to it. That's sadness. Which sounds cliche, but I'd sit down in my call with my friends for hours, and sometimes I'd be playing a game, especially near the end of 2024. I'd play a video game, and I'd sit there for 20 minutes, silent, completely silent, not a word, because I couldn't deal with myself anymore. I'd take another sip of my coffee that I'm having at like 7 at night. I'd give myself more and more excuses to finish another level of a video game. I'd run for hours instead of sitting down and studying the things I wanted to. Even on my YouTube channel, I wasn't keeping up with myself. The things that made me happy, I actively ignored because it took work. The things I wanted to do took work and ambition, and I was afraid of those things. And it kind of hit me one of those days where I thought, you know what, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get up, I'm going to go to college. And I wasn't immediate. I told my mom I wanted to go to college. She wanted to get my high school transcripts and stuff, get all my information through. And I was homeschooled through high school, so I didn't know how good I did, but I never really checked. Because I didn't care. I didn't care how good I did. I wanted to just learn more. I wanted to do better. And I only wanted to do better. I wanted to be the best that I could out there. And the every single day when I got up and made the choice to either apply to this college or research more information for myself, instead of watching video games and tutorials and stuff, I'd put on content that would actually enrich me with knowledge in life. I started to take up religion more. I started to put my life into God's hands. And that changed a lot of things. Even before I actually stepped into the college, it changed a lot. I was getting up more. I was trying my best to fight these types of emotions and get through as much as I can, as fast as I can, so that I could be prepared for college. And you're not going to be prepared for college. Because when you enter that setting, when you see your classes, when you start to socialize again, when you're surrounded by people who are as ambitious to learn as anybody else, it changes you. It changes you almost instantaneously. I got up at 5:30 in the morning, twice a week, went there at 7 a.m., and stayed till 7 p.m. And every moment I spent there, I worked my ass off. I had like 4 hours between my classes, and I spent that time working. And I felt like crying. I felt like giving up. I felt like walking away. I felt my ego leave my body. I felt skill replace my anxiety. And throughout my first semester, I was changing as a human being. I went into the summer and I started playing video games more, and I felt horrible. I felt like I was wasting my time. You know, I wanted to get in the second semester. I wanted to go back to school. I was excited to go back to school. And during that time, I ran into plenty issues. You know, issues at home. I still don't have a job. Money's hard. I lost 2 relationships that I really, really cared about. I made mistakes. I let labels identify me. And I didn't listen to a lot of the adults who wanted to guide me in life. Be careful. There's all those experiences that are going to try to turn you away. They're going to tell you to give up, to stop, that you can make a living at home, that you can just look for a job to work in for a little bit. You'll figure it out later, but don't listen to that. You can't listen to that. Ambition is the only thing that you will ever carry throughout the entirety of your life if you just let it. Obviously, emotions like depression and self-hatred will be right behind it, but if you stick to just being ambitious and trying to better your life every moment you can, and then letting yourself rest when you know you can't better yourself at that exact moment, when you know you have to wait a little bit, when you know you have to be a bit patient, and then taking that time to rest into the field and putting your most into it again, progressing yourself bit by bit, day by day. It is an experience that you could never, ever take away from you. Once you experience that, it's not like beating a really good level. It's just, it is something that you'll seek for then on, forever on. Once you know what it's like to succeed, to finish something for yourself, you want to do more. You want to put up the ante. I realized by design that humans are goal-setting creatures, that the type of cringe things that adults say about loving yourself and you could do anything and you just gotta believe in shit, that's real. And there's a reason why it echoes through media throughout your entire life. It's a reason why it comes in animation and storybook, in movies, everywhere, because it's true. And as you become an adult, that's one of the main things you hold on to. Ambition. To be better than you were yesterday. To be the best you can be. That's all you can strive for when nothing is left. You can only strive to make yourself better. Because peace, success, being a better person is not a condition that you just exist in. It's a choice. You have to make the choice every single day of your life. You got to get up and, again, you don't need to work your ass off, but you need to make the choice. The choice to get up earlier, the choice to work out a little bit, the choice to write something down. Even if you don't want to do it at that exact moment, just write it down. Remind yourself. Remind yourself of the things that you actually want, not the things that will distract you from what you want, not the things that will give you an emotional high, give you a false sense of success, so that you can just avoid the things that you really fear, which is success, because we all fear success. Because if we miss that, we think we'll never recover. And that fear controls us every single day of our lives. It's within each and every one of us, whether you think so or not. But yeah, I finished my first year of college. I learned how to do so many things that I never thought I could. And I'm an art student. I'm looking for animation. I animate on my channel. I do all sorts of editing on my channel. try my best to stay on top of everything when I can. And I've been slowing down this past while. Obviously, because of college, I've been working a lot. I've been doing a lot for myself. But I hope the words I'm saying kind of reaches out to somebody. That there is no, when does this happen? There is no, how can I become this person? There is no, there's just no expecting things to come to you. It's, what can I do to achieve this? What can I do right now to bring me a step closer? Every moment that you live, every second that you take is a second that you can't take back, but you can prioritize. You can look at these seconds, these minutes, these hours ahead and choose to do something with it. And even if it's like a big project, you know what, you can go in the next day and you'll have something different to work on. From my experience, at least, I find the challenge between the finished product what makes everything fun, what makes everything good. Because you feel successful problem solving over and over again. And you will always be problem solving throughout your life. So seek problems. Seek problems of yourself and the environment around you and fix them, and you'll feel good. The more you problem solve, the more you make life something that you strive to complete, the more chances you're giving yourself to be the person that you always dreamed of being. Because it's real to never achieve that. There are people out there who will never ever achieve that in their existence. And they'll have all the red herrings, all the red flags in their life to tell them that that will be their destiny if they don't do something about it. And they don't do something about it. So get out there and do something with your life. You know, you got to educate yourself. You got to stop fearing things. If you still fear it, then still do it, because you'll learn not to fear it. And it's a great feeling. The last thing I learned at the end of college, too, is hate. And that might be another video, but self-hate. Sometimes your ambition can take over. And when you fail to realize things immediately, when you fail to be successful, you start hating yourself for it. You start pushing yourself in a way that's not to succeed and be happy, but to complete what you think you can't complete, to complete the things that you failed to complete. And it's not so you can look back at it fondly. It's so you can tell yourself that this is what you should have done in the first place, that this is unacceptable next time, and you won't let that happen again. Just try not to hate yourself. If you fail, you fail. All right? You have like, what, 80 years? Most people watching this are probably young adults. You got like 60 years, 50 years. You got more than enough life to work with, okay? You're eternal until you're dead, is what I say. You're eternal until you're not. So right now, while you're eternal, you might as well do something about it. Because it is a long eternity ahead of you. But yeah, thanks for watching. And subscribe. Check out my art. Thank you.